Welcome back, everybody, to Quake Pro League Week 7. I am 40 Lions, joined by ZSX. And Dan, we're going to head over to EU for a little bit of vengeurR versus CNZ.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We already spoke about CNZ earlier, and again, Garpy-esque in that he's able to keep many of these series incredibly close, but unlike Garpy, also picks up a few maps here and there. vengeurR, though, I think everyone's got their eyes on him moving in towards the finals. He obviously got closer than he's ever been before previously, and in many ways had rougher on the ropes. So the question is, how far can he continue to take that?
It's all the climb back, right? It's almost like this doesn't even matter. He's just looking forward to the stage finals. He wants another piece of the champ again, but he does have to go through all of these weeks of pain. So any given Sunday, CNZ has the ability to maybe be a complete pain in his side. We'll see exactly. I mean, it's up to vengeurR to kind of lay down the law on this one. But in terms of CNZ, as you mentioned, he kind of came on the scene, not really as a dark horse, but kind of surprised everybody through the stage finals when he first got on and made a great run through lower bracket. And then after that, fizzling out seems a little bit harsh, but he's kind of mellowed out in his performance, and now it seems to be having a rough time, maybe struggling a little bit against some of these players. But as you said, always keeping it close, always a contender, just can't finish out some of the maps.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And almost in some ways, he has an amazingly strong tournament playstyle in that he has this very disciplined, calculated but safe approach to the game with good mechanical skill to back it up that always puts him in a position to take maps if his opponent makes mistakes. But obviously at this level, you need to be a little bit more proactive and agile than just relying on that defensive mindset, because often your opponents don't make mistakes, so you have to be the one to force the issue. And that's sometimes where he can lack in being as aggressive and as commanding as maybe he needs to be.
Completely agree. And let's see if we could take a look at the pick bans and see exactly if anything can fall in CNZ's favor here, as we got Awoken, Vale, and Ruins. And Dan, as always, you're just so good at it. Run me through the picks.
Awoken, we have Doom versus Ranger, more or less the standard meta for that map now, and we know I really like to watch vengeur's Ranger on that map because he plays at such a fast tempo, and he's a firm believer that if there's any champion that's probably better than Doom there, if you play to the kind of upper ceiling, it's going to be the Ranger, just because you have the orb that really disrupts a lot of these fights and gives you more flexibility and versatility. Then we move on to Vale, which is going to be an absolute brute fest. We see the first killer today, and once again, Scalebearer, firmly in the meta, favored pick by all, DJ Who. And then we end up on Ruins, where we got, once again, we have the Anarchy. We saw how effective the Anarchy can be on the defense in Chain's hands, particularly if you could maximize the effectiveness of that rail. And I'm sure CNZ will take a very similar approach to that, but I do like the stroke. I think we saw the limitations of the Galena in that he just couldn't keep up with the tempo Chain was setting, but the stroke definitely can. So I do feel that blow for blow here, vengeur's match CNZ.
Well, taking a quick peek at the predictions, it looks like, at least for map number 1, chat firmly believes and echoes your same statement. 96%, 97% in favor of vengeurR. So the Ranger Doom matchup, whether that has any bearing on it, I think people really want to see the vengeurR boy make some magic happen here. But overall, I would say, this is going to be, again, one of those things where can CNZ finish out a map? He's gotten really, really close. He's had very close sets with players, but it just seems to crumble. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it might be 2 on the fence, but I feel like 2-1 CNZ. I feel like he absolutely has the ability. I don't know which map. I would say maybe Vale, just because I really like Keel, and that's pure bias, Dan. But I think he should be able to maybe take a map off vengeurR. But again, it's going to have to be perfect play, and vengeurR just makes it so incredibly difficult to play that style that you want and not make mistakes.
I agree. In any world, there's always a 2-1 CNZ loss here. So I definitely think CNZ can pick up a map. I just feel that the ways vengeur's been playing, the momentum he's on, with this draft in terms of champions, there's no real weaknesses there to me to suggest that it should be anything but a 3-0.
Well, we'll see. The players will, decide that for us here, making our job a little bit easier. We're going to load into map number 1 shortly. I heard the ding, so it's going to be good. Also, the ding that you said against DJ Weed, I mean, he's going to be on the show for the next 2 series, and it's Father's Day. Show some respect, Dan.
It's Father's Day, not Grandfather's Day, I'm afraid.
That one hurt me. I don't know. I just heard the sound of your Twitch account getting banned. I don't know why. Must be coincidence.
Oh, my followers.
I don't know. I don't know what happens. I don't make the rules. I just try and follow them as loosely as I can. But map number 1, we're going to load into it right now. Ranger versus Doom on Awoken between vengeurR and CNZ. Can CNZ take a map from vengeurR? Can he maybe take the set? I don't know. It's going to take a lot. vengeurR has been on fire. The kid is insane. And we're going to see maybe more of the same as we are getting into it right here. Chat, make some noise. vengeurR versus CNZ. We are live right now. Map number 1 between these two.
Live over on the Ranger, working his way around. No weapons to work with, but who cares? When he's got a shotgun and an orb and a dream. 1-0 somehow. Definitely the right play from CNZ, but you can just never expect the burst damage. Or you should expect the burst damage that Ranger brings to the table.
Pretty brutal start there for CNZ, but still early days. But if that set the tone, gonna be a rough one. Gonna be a rough one as the rocket jump after the heavy pickup for vengeurR here. Just waiting by this rail. Knows that eventually CNZ is gonna try and make a move for it here. Playing good defensive weapon denial from vengeurR. He doing a good job of just, he knows. He knows that he's like, you're waiting on the rail, that's fine. I could take my time. I'm going to make sure that you're nowhere near the rail before I make my move for it. Look at the tri-bolt through the murder hole. There's the dire orb. There's the physical cutoff. What
there
a
we
play.
Go. Absolute pinnacle and power of the Ranger. Doom in a position to take away the Mega, but no, shut down by the orb. And CNZ back to square one.
Just so brutal. CNZ now locked out of the map. That rail unfortunately missing for vengeurR, but yeah, it's just one dire orb turns the tide, and now Heavy's going to be up. vengeurR has the dire orb back again. Great rail. He's going to go for another one. There's the dire orb for the cutoff. CNZ caught in a weird way. What a play from vengeurR. He knows the Mega's up, but now he's going to take full item control as CNZ just look at these rocket ships. Almost made it. vengeurR needs to be careful not to get too crazy there. Good rail on the Mega pickup there. But that just goes to show how comfortable vengeurR is with all of that. Again, the Ranger passive is huge. Tries to rocket jump around the corner to maybe catch him off guard. Great rail as CNZ in a bad way here.
I love watching Rangers play like this. Obviously, it's slightly risky, but if you get it right, the tempo you could play at is just insane. And you could see in CNZ staying alive, but only barely. vengeurR taking away major items. vengeurR taking away the light armors as well. CNZ is really on the ropes. vengeurR knows the timing. It's after the Mega. So CNZ, you're waiting around to die here, my friend. You better get out. And he does.
No rockets for vengeurR, no problem. Plants him with a rail, goes up 2-0. And as you mentioned, the pace, vengeurR using the passive beautifully from Ranger, just rocket jumping everywhere, dire orbing everywhere, and playing exactly how he wants, and CNZ has to figure out a way to try and put a stop to it. And that rocket to the face is a really good start.
Yeah, but the challenge is here. vengeurR's got lockdown on. He had lockdown on the two major items, but also the two light armors. The one up at T-Con and the one in the rail room. And this is why CNZ has to play so incredibly defensive, because he hasn't got the stack to work out. Now, getting onto that heavy and doing a significant amount of damage means he is back in this game. But he also has to find a way to break the stranglehold on these items.
Wow, what a rail through the murder hole there. vengeurR grabbing the 50 shard, paying the price. CNZ able to get in on the heavy. Somehow dodging all those rockets, barreling in with the LG. The Mega pickup will save vengeurR's life, but CNZ with the rail swap. What a shot, puts himself on the board.
And this is the way to do it. It's not always the most fun and exciting playstyle, but you just have to be so patient and pick the opportunities right. And that's what CNZ's done. Another big rocket as vengeurR comes flying through, but there you go. vengeurR's in your face once again to follow it up. He's also caught him off the spawn. Swaps though to the LG. Was the right decision in the end, and 4-1. And already back across towards the Mega here. CNZ trying to do something with just a rocket, but vengeurR gets out with no damage taken.
Just speedy plays, man. These rocket jumps absolutely insane from Venger to close the gap, close space, control pretty much every inch of the map. And CNZ now trying to figure out exactly where Venger is. Taking a little bit of plasma damage. Again, Dire Orb in hand, so Venger can use it for cutting off or just trapping and doing damage. And it looks like CNZ's trapped himself, dropping in on that heavy, trying to get out. A little bit of Tribal actually pushes Venger off of the line of sight. So well done from CNZ to stay alive and keep himself in this and not let it spiral too hard out of control in Venger's favor.
The Venger seems to be respecting the defensive capabilities of CNZ. Still playing very fast and aggressive. He's not full-on committing for fights until the opportunity is right for himself. And again, could quite easily have gone for this heavy armor, but respecting CNZ's position.
Wow.
He'll still get a frag, but again, he didn't just commit to the armor.
Oh my god.
That
That would have been such a pretty combo. And look at this, Venger is just, he's having a great time, Dan. He's having a great time. 5 minutes through, 5-1. Really, really getting all of the usage of that Ranger passive here. CNZ with good LG going up the jump pad here. Swap to rail. There's the Dire Orb, a little bit of misdirection as well. Venger just hit such big rockets into LG, takes another one.
And he's, as you said, he's having a great time, but he's just also, he's understanding exactly what he needs to do every step of the way. It's almost Rafa-esque in the tempo he's playing, just thinking that multiple steps ahead than his opponent.
Really nice rocket there from CNZ. Ooh, but the rocket from Venger, is it going to be enough? And it is, the trade comes out. CNZ persistent, but Venger with good defensive rockets at least makes it a trade. There's the rail pickup. There's the rail from Venger after CNZ hits one, but Venger hits two. Wow. So, okay, you have Venger maybe on the back foot, but then the mechanics come through big by Venger. He does it again.
Whatever, bro.
Just let that breathe for a second, Dan. I know, absolutely incredible play from Venger. You have him up against the wall. The mechanics really shine through and bail him out. As that rocket to rail combo was delicious. Serving up the damage family style right now. 9-3. Closer and closer to 7 minutes through. Not leaving a lot of time for CNZ to get back in on this. Does have him trapped now by the murder hole. There's the Dire Orb to get out. And he does so. And look at that. Doesn't commit. Knows that CNZ's going to be on the hunt. So now he's just being a pest. Now he's stuck. But can Venger work some magic out of this corner? If he does, I don't know what to say. There's the LG. He did it!
No, just,
Stop it. Just stop it, Venger. Drops down on the heavy. Surely CNZ will get this frag, and he does, finally.
That's insane. I would have broken my mouse once or twice this set already.
It's all the creatine. You would have broken your mouse anyway. You're just too strong, Dan. 10-4, 7:30 in. Dire Orb back in Venger's hand. And he could just make it work with Tri-Bolt. He's really only got Tri-Bolt LG. Now he's picking up the shotgun. And yeah, there's just no way to really stop Venger. Like, even when you think you have him, ooh, okay, that's a good rocket. Even when you think you have him down and out, it's just nope. Claps back aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, this has been such a fun set to watch, and it's like, in your CNZ's shoes, sometimes you've got to feel like, what can I have done here? Venger's just playing some incredibly good Quake, to put it just bluntly. So, no,
oh my god!
No.
Okay, if that would have worked, that would have been absolutely incredible. Venger is playing 70 chess right now with that fake Dire Orb. CNZ does get the best of him, but he's still down 5, and Venger is just feeling himself. He's having a good time. He's playing in such a way where it's just, you know, whether he's in his head or not, I'm not sure. What a real threading the needle right there. Venger putting on a show. It's just such a pleasure to watch this man play Quake.
It makes you smile watching this type of Quake, because you can feel he's having fun. He's playing. It's entertaining. And CNZ's going blow for the large part, but the tempo is there. The mechanical skill is just unreal. Really fun match to watch. And obviously, there is a very slim chance CNZ could win this, but I genuinely don't think it's going to happen.
And again, it's not because he didn't necessarily play well, but wow, the the rail from vengeurR after the shotgun. It's just things like that. The plays from vengeurR are just too strong, be it mechanical, be it just in your face, be it insane. It doesn't matter. vengeurR can do it all. As CNZ with another great rail there, but there's another rocket jump from vengeurR to get out of there. 30 seconds left, down 5. CNZ needs just to hit everything. Needs to find him and hit everything, and I don't think it's going to happen. So a good start to the set from vengeurR, putting on a show for chat and everyone else, and taking the W, and that's what he loves to do, Dan. He loves to put on a show and win.
And that he did, and I want to see more Ranger played like this. I mean, I've said it for years, how strong that Ranger passive can be if you do it well, and we've seen vengeurR just abusing it almost. That was just a really fun map to watch, and if that can continue through the whole set, which, you know, Scale Bearer versus Keel, we could see a similar tempo. Win for a treat.
Yeah, I don't think vengeurR is going to be a stranger to playing with tempo, even if it's on Vale. Scale versus Keel, as you mentioned, coming up. We got vengeurR on the Scale, CNZ on the Keel, so pineapples will be flying. Bull rushes will be brought out, and hopefully for CNZ he can get the best of vengeurR, but just vengeurR so on form right now. Looking good, playing the tempo he wants, playing with confidence, using the champion to the fullest of the abilities, both passive and active, and just putting on a performance for everybody to enjoy.
That was the vengeurR bus in top gear, but to CNZ's credit, that was vengeurR, yeah, playing on really top form, and CNZ again keeping it so incredibly close. It wasn't like he was just hiding out, he was going blow for blow, trying to take vengeurR on at his own game. Just not coming out on top as much as he needed to.
As we take a look at the wrap-up for map number 1 on Awoken. Damage output, absolutely absurd from vengeurR. Item control, not too crazy, but, you know, firmly in favor of vengeurR. And as you mentioned, CNZ going toe-to-toe, just some of these situations that vengeurR got himself out of, specifically near the murder hole. Just the fake dire orb almost caught him out with LG as CNZ was taking a peek like, hey, where'd you go? And then he actually got caught down there once, and the LG and the dodging was just so immaculate he got the frag. So vengeurR just able to pull things out of his hat and just keep this consistency up, and it is really a pleasure to watch.
And we got to think back to that first frag that CNZ tried to assert his own dominance, and vengeurR said nope. Bit of burst damage, bit of shotgun. Could have got a different way if CNZ got the upper hand.
Yeah, completely agree, but vengeurR said no, I'm sorry, not today. But Vale, again, new map, new match, so CNZ needs to dig deep. He has what it takes. It's just a matter of can he put one over on vengeurR. Taking a look at the predictions real quick while we're loading up into the second map, and yeah, chat has not faltered. 96% again for vengeurR in the predictions. And specifically for the Scale Keel matchup, I mean, who would you give this to? Players aside, Dan. Who would you give the advantage to?
Who do you think? That's a silly question.
Definitely Keel. I know that you like pineapples. Yeah, no. The sandals might reign supreme here. We'll see. In vengeur's hands, anything is possible, and he can make anything look flashy and brilliant. So we're going to load into it right now. Vale, map number 2 between vengeurR and CNZ. And I'm sure DJ Weed is eagerly anticipating and watching this match and hoping that Scale goes down, but we'll see. We're starting off on vengeurR. He's starting off on that Scale, stomping around, grabbing everything he can.
vengeurR delaying the Mega for a long time to start this game. Don't know if CNZ heard it, didn't see it from his POV. If not, that's going to cause a little bit of trouble, as vengeurR will know when this heavy is.
Just trying to find some damage. There's a little bit of a tickle there. Good rail. Good return rail as well. Hits another one again, but now vengeurR railable, and that armor will save his life. 72 HP. He's going to bull rush out of there just to be safe. Great rail again.
Rails.
Yeah, it's from both players. Just coming out swinging. That's what we want to see.
They are, but vengeurR I think gets the better of the trade in terms of resources, and now gets back up onto the high ground earlier. Railable. They're both railable now after the rocket, so it's going to be a tense fight for the the heavy. Sees he misses, he go out. Oh, nearly catches him off guard. Okay, just in time for the Mega as well. So vengeurR does get the better of the encounters so far. And CNZ on the ropes. vengeur's going to chase him down over by these lights.
There's the cutoff. A little bit of damage there. vengeurR gets knocked down to the rail. Takes a little bit of acid damage as well. So relatively decent defense from CNZ. Enough to at least get vengeurR off his back for the time being. Bull Rush firmly in hand. That rocket was pretty big. And look at this. Just vengeurR looks so comfortable, Dan.
It's so dumb the Scale Bearer could do that. So dumb.
Look, he's agile. Well, I don't know why you're so upset. Digs his cleats in. Just turns at the drop of a dime. It doesn't matter, Dan. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters right now is the rocket damage. Not the best. Through the choke point, almost getting a rail, and just very patient play from vengeurR. They're just lining that up, making sure he gets that guaranteed 90 damage. Should be able to get this frag as CNZ fighting out of the corner, but it's not going to be enough. vengeurR puts himself on the board with one, looking for another off the spawn. There's a great rocket jump to claim the heavy and make his way over to the Mega.
Little bit sloppy from CNZ to get that angle up so easily, and now you can see the pressure. vengeurR becoming one of the best players at doing these conversion frags, or at least conversion pressure. Trying desperately to get the light.
Oh
no! What? CNC disappeared before our eyes. That was illegal.
It's brutal. He does get one lone pineapple on the way out, and we know how much vengeurR loves those, and CNZ finally able to just wear down that scale. Taking so much damage. CNZ in a bad way now. Good rail though, but he should go down here, and he does. vengeurR puts himself up by 3, and what the hell was that? Those toesies. Big rocket here, dodges the pineapple somehow, but he's stuck in a bad way. CNZ capitalizes, able to plant him with a rail. And this is a slugfest, Dan, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
It is a slugfest indeed. Normally in the heavy versus heavy, you normally see trade per trade frags. Luckily, vengeur's got a 2 frag padding at this point in time, but CNZ's beginning to stabilize. vengeurR gets away with the heavy though, so they are trading items. I mean, come on. How? It's just so quick that Bull Rush comes out. There's no nades left. He's just doing ring around a rosy. Bit of a roundabout. And CNZ questionably goes in aggressive through a choke point, but he's done a lot of damage. Enough to validate some degree of pressure now. vengeurR making his way over to the heavy. CNZ's a little bit late though. vengeurR can cut him off. Doesn't manage to hit the rail though. So CNZ does get a clean pickup.
vengeurR almost perfect rocket timing as he hears the telly. Good rail from CNZ. Only a 3 frag difference here, and oh, I was so scared CNZ went a little bit too far and was going to get floated, but staying on top, making sure he maintains position here. Good cutoff, good rail. The pineapple goes flying by vengeurR, now fighting out of the corner. The rockets won't land, and CNZ gets another one. Good LG work there. And a good rail off the spawn. CNZ heating up, able to double back and make sure he gets to the Mega in time, but the Bull Rush knocks him down, and vengeurR takes position. That is so unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, but you can see the challenge CNZ's facing here. He's just struggling with the tempo that vengeur's putting up. Even though CNZ has all the control, he's just trying to find angles to deal damage. vengeur's consistently getting away and able to retaliate in kind. So CNZ has to just try and get a degree of slower tempo to the game.
Goes flying through the telly. Doesn't even realize that CNZ's trying to hit him, and the LG is gonna melt him on the way down. Really, really close there. vengeurR able to get the Mega, and oh no, pushes him away from the heavy, and again taking full control of the map.
This is a pivotal point where the map can begin to spiral. 4 minutes to go. CNZ's got no major items. He's run into the bull once again. He will be going down cleanly. And off the spawn, once again, vengeur's so efficient every single time. Good retaliation from CNZ, but vengeurR will just retreat, pick up a light, pick up the heavy, pick up the Mega, should I say, and get out of dodge. But Doesn't even need it, just decides to delay it and pick up the heavy instead. Gives away the Mega questionably. Could have got both.
vengeurR just makes it look so easy. Hit him with the shoulder, into the rail, just a little bit of LG as well, and good rails from CNZ, but it almost seems like vengeurR doesn't care. Oh my god! He dropped a shoulder and just pancaked that keel. Pineapple pancakes are a thing. Look it up. Delicious. Unfortunately, CNZ's not gonna like them, but the rockets from down below into the rail. vengeurR, please stop it. This shouldn't be allowed.
Oh my god.
All right, the buckshot finally puts an end to it. But CNZ's so weak, stuck in a bad way now. Will the rail land? And it won't, so CNZ survives. But vengeurR looking for another one, almost gets the opportunity. CNZ has to be extremely careful with his next moves.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left. We know how hard it is to get a single frag against a heavy, let alone 4 or 5. So CNZ cannot afford at this point out to give away any more frags. And here he comes again. This time he does dodge him somehow, but vengeurR just like, all right, I will see you later. Nope, double back. I mean, who knows what he's doing? He just goes so quickly, and every one of these frags just makes the uphill climb even bigger for CNZ. With 2.5 minutes to go, it's not looking good for him.
Not looking good at all. CNZ is able to take him down with the rockets. 4 frags. Potential is there, but I don't know, Dan. vengeurR's just so quick with the scale. The mechanics are on point right now. He's healing himself. He does miss out on the heavy, so CNZ's going to have a nice big stack to work with. I have a feeling that vengeurR's just going to hit a lot of damage. CNZ gets in there. Good rail. That rocket goes sailing by him, so another rail there, this time on vengeurR's end, and the bull rushes back. CNZ has to be very, very careful. LG on LG is CNZ trying to push in, but he's just getting absolutely toasted. Good rail to Pineapple, and CNZ makes it happen! What a play!
But now, how do you get away from him? Oh, that's how you just dodge. But he's still so weak. vengeurR pulled down just to delay and waste a little bit of time. That could have been painful for CNZ. But he's still in this game, 40, with a minute to go. I mean, it's going to take a monumental effort and miracle at this point, but still in the game.
Good rail, but misses out on the mega. Can he hit another one? Tries to, but LG on LG is going to push vengeurR down. Hits the rail as he goes through the telly, but CNZ, no, don't ride the lightning! And wow, CNZ,
nice.
Another great rail. He's so weak, Dan. 2 frags down, less than a minute. Can he pull this off? This would be incredible.
It would be. Is vengeurR going to let it happen? Got a rail. Might see him check his tempo a little bit now. Slightly concerned about the scoreline. As I say that, he still just goes flying through a TP, but does get the Mega, which is a massive item. He's going to go flying on through. I mean, this Pineapple virtually did nothing, running at full speed. Found his opponent. Can he catch him, though? That's the trouble. The answer looks very slim. vengeurR jumping up and has no reason to move at this point. CNZ has to make a play. And he has to make it now, and it's going to be too late to get a frag and get a conversion. So vengeurR will walk away with a man. A lot closer than it looked in the mid-game 40, but what a bizarre map that was.
I love it. I love it. We got thick, and it was a close one, but scale will prevail. And CNZ just couldn't bear it, Dan. But unfortunately for CNZ, 2-0 for vengeurR taking the set, but we have a third map, so the opportunity is there for CNZ to take at least one, but vengeurR's just looking so strong. It looks like he's having fun, he's hitting his shots, he's playing the way he wants, and again, making it look stylish.
Could have been cleaner, but as you said, I think he was too busy having fun and pressing W, so can you really blame him?
I don't think so. I don't think a lot of chat blames him either. That's the kind of stuff we love to see. Sometimes we get a little messy on Quake Pro League, and that is okay with me. But CNZ's just got to be scratching his head like, I'm close. There's something there. I get close, but I just can't get over that hump. And maybe on Ruins, Strogg versus Anarchy is going to be what sends him over the edge, but I don't know, man. It's going to be more of tempo and pace from vengeurR. The Strogg movement is very, very good, and vengeurR likes to play fast.
Yeah, I agree. Gonna have to see more of the same from CNZ, bit more clinical on the rail. There are some absolute bullshit frags in this series though, and it would be
I don't know what you're talking about.
a little bit frustrated. Some of the scenes that have unfolded in maps 1 and 2 from vengeur's perspective have been absolutely crazy. Less craziness to come in map 3, I envisaged. A bit more methodical, a bit more standard Quake. But I mean, it's been fun. I mean, 65% rail, 48. Look at that damage all around.
Brutal. But I mean, you know, 62 for CNZ. So again, he was throwing the fisticuffs just as much. It's just vengeurR just has a little something, dropping the shoulder, flattening CNZ almost, you know, 3 or 4 times. It feels like doing a great job of using that scale bull rush. I think you call it bull something else, but I don't know. I forget. But map number 3, Strog Anarchy on Ruins. Can this be the map that CNZ takes? I think, as you mentioned, it might be a little more measured from him on the Anarchy, but I think vengeurR is just going to be high flying, getting in his face. He's already taken the set, and this is kind of where he can, you know, he's already playing a little bit loose because he kind of knows he has that wiggle room. But now that he's won the set, I'm not saying he doesn't want the 3-0, but he might even play a little bit looser, maybe challenge CNZ a little bit more with some unconventional attacks. And then, you know, you get 2-3 frags that way. You might tilt him a little bit, and then it's just the vengeurR bus is full motion, no stopping, 18th gear. I don't know how automobiles work. I try not to drive. It's very dangerous. But yeah, 3-0 could be on the horizon for vengeurR.
Yeah, that's 40s fan fiction right there, and it's
that's not fan fiction at all. Trust me, it would get a lot worse. But yeah, if you're a vengeurR fan, you love the way this is going. If you're a CNZ fan, you just want a little something more. If he could put up this map, I think it would be huge for him.
It would be huge, and again, one of these players between him and Garpy, it seems to be who comes out slightly better, and it is slightly better. So this is why every map for these two guys is huge. And at the moment, CNZ's generally gone into series and been able to scrape out one. I don't think it's going to happen today, but every map has been so close, you have to respect it.
Respect it indeed, and we'll see exactly how much vengeurR will respect it. He's looking for the opening rail shot. Just trying to get a little bit of damage on the exit here.
We're already seeing a slightly more tempered game from vengeurR, who has taken his finger off the W key, which didn't happen for the last map.
Ooh, just missing out on that rail, unfortunate. Gets another opportunity, and even with the strafe movement there, vengeurR pixel perfect with that rail. A little bit of LG. CNZ just wants to make sure that he lines that one up perfectly. Does get a rail of his own. Really nice movement from vengeurR there to dodge.
Yeah.
Not eating a string of LG. Here's the peeker play. No big damage here. CNZ trying to dodge. Good rail.
Missing a few of the rails you'd expect him to, though, and that has cost him. Now CNZ's looking healthy. Pop the inject as well. Will we be able to work his way onto the Mega? So vengeurR on the defense for the first time in a while, playing nice and slow. Again, just respecting CNZ.
Way to the courtyard armor. It's vengeurR taking control of the T-Con. Decent rocket there, but yeah, vengeurR trying to get back and does a great job of at least dealing rail damage on the heavy, but you know, over time he's just taking too much, and CNZ puts himself in the lead with the first frag of the map.
Really nice, well-manufactured frag, and CNZ looking good so far. We're taking all the items. vengeurR's barely touched a major item at this point. And then again, there's a huge split between the two, so CNZ could just play a nice methodical game now. Connect with the rails between items, push out slightly. He's got the inject coming up soon, so can be a bit more aggressive than he has been for the open engagements. And that trade suits CNZ down to the ground. Really nice.
Ooh, big rail. But the rocket just raining down from the broken wall there. 2-0 for CNZ. Good start. vengeurR again takes another rail. CNZ says, you know what, I have a rail of my own, hitting 7 of 11. Shouts to my dad, 63%. Good rail again, as vengeurR now just needs to be careful, but he risks it, and CNZ plants him again. CNZ really punishing with these rails now, Dan. And the rocket jump up into his face. The peeker, though, around the corner. There's the inject 10 HP and picks him out of the sky with the buckshot. CNZ just looking very, very strong. And this is not looking good for vengeurR. He cannot let this get too out of control.
No, that last engagement did a fair amount of damage though, so CNZ without the right stack is going to be hard push to go in aggressive here, and that, again, he does trade, so best of a bad situation for CNZ, but vengeurR gets the better spawn, also connects with an amazing rail, has plenty of time here to get all the weapons, which is waiting for him down below, getting towards this Mega, so CNZ on the defense early for the Mega, but huge rockets coming out, and he connects.
Wow. Still early days, Dan, and as you always say, there's still time, but I can already feel the tension in the chat with the predictions. The market could crumble. As CNZ with another great rail. Good reply from vengeurR there. Now he has him trapped. It's just a matter of swatting this fly. CNZ trying to stay alive as long as he can. vengeurR will take that armor shard and tries to make the peeker play here. Slides around the corner, machine gun, and CNZ does finally go down. So vengeurR on the board with 2, down 4, but he does have a heavy to work with. Can he get back to the Mega in time? He doesn't have any rockets to rocket jump up, finally getting in on LG. So unfortunately has to concede the Mega, but I think vengeurR's going to be okay with that. Just needs rockets. Wow, those aren't the rockets he wants as he's eating CNZ's rockets. vengeurR trying to get a rail, needs a little bit of plasma, needs to be very careful here. CNZ in a very, very good position.
Yeah, definitely falls down early for the heavy. The items at the same time, vengeurR can restack, get back up into the Mega. Actually goes down pretty greedy for these bubbles down here and eats some rail for his troubles. CNZ recognizing what's up, flies on through, gets a Mega as well, and he's looking good for the points so far.
Rail from vengeurR, but CNZ comfortably in the lead by 5. Switching the rockets, can't really land the damage, needs to be careful. Good damage from vengeurR. And he smells blood. A little bit too early on the heavy. Is vengeurR going to make the push in time? Does steal away the heavy, but he should go down here, Dan.
vengeurR has only got a rail, he's got any rockets, so he has to take a risky encounter, and again, gets away another frag. And 6 frags the difference against a player like CNZ, who is known for his solid defensive play. I mean, money's got to be on CNZ at this point.
A lot of machine gun damage, but CNZ makes it all worthwhile. Pops the inject and hits a rail. Drops down on the LG, and vengeurR gets melted, and this is the CNZ show. 9-2, Dan, on Ruins. I don't know if anyone saw this coming, but this is the reality of the situation, is CNZ looking very strong to take a map off vengeurR in this set.
Yeah, CNZ's coming and saying, yeah, I'm fed up of your gimmicky, cheesy playstyle. Let's play a normal game of Quake and see what's up, and definitely taking vengeurR to town at this point. 9-1, 4 minutes to go. I mean, CNZ can more or less do what he wants at this point.
Sliding around. A little bit of rocket damage from both players as vengeurR takes a peek at the Mega, but just like that, CNZ using that mobility, and he's out of there, repositioning. Decent rocket from vengeurR. There's the peeker play to try and get some more big damage there, 75 with the peeker, but time is ticking, and he's down by 8, and it is rare that we see vengeurR trailing by so much. Ooh, big rocket.
We do indeed, and normally you would expect him to have a degree of confidence in a comeback, but this is CNZ's probably favoured champion in Anarchy. Again, with the speed and the inject on a map like Ruins, we saw it with Chain to Hang. He can just run and reposition and be frustrating, which is exactly what we're going to see for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, CNZ sitting absolutely pretty, up 8, and he just has to hug the ropes for 3 minutes, and even with these defensive rails, that's pretty much all he needs. vengeurR with a good chase, hitting an offensive rail of his own, but you could tell, you could sense the frustration in vengeurR. He didn't want it to end like this. He always wants the 3-0, as does every player in the Quake Pro League, but CNZ ruining his day.
But it's a little bit of feature of vengeurR in the group stage, the league stages. Often see him slipping up against opponents you would expect him to do a 3-0 against. Hasn't got as many 3-0s as the likes of Razy used to, obviously Rafa. Just a feature of his game and able to close out series. And I think he mentioned it a couple of stages ago that he just wants to begin taking more and more 3-0s. So still obviously working on that. And this obviously will be a 2-1. So full credit to CNZ, because as much craziness and skill we saw from vengeurR in maps 1 and 2, they were pretty close.
Bit of tickle there, absolutely. Krlos, oh, big rockets there, but CNZ again gets the best of them, and it kind of makes you think back. You know, a couple of those fights in either of those first 2 maps go CNZ's way, and maybe we would be looking at a 2-1 for CNZ.
Could well have been. It felt like both of the maps, as close as they became, it felt like vengeurR was in control, momentum-wise and just playstyle-wise, whereas this obviously, ever since pretty much minute 1, CNZ had vengeurR's number.
Big rail around the corner, and the shotgun blast will do it. 7 frag deficit now for vengeurR. So we have a minute left on the board, and really, really well done from CNZ to hang in there and know that it's important to get any map that you can, be it enough to win the series or just enough to put 1 on the board. He did what he needed to, and you know, anything helps to try and keep yourself out of relegation. So big shouts to CNZ. But yeah, wonderful play from vengeurR, you know, putting on a show in the first 2 maps, but just, you know, it was the CNZ show on Ruins this time.
Absolutely. And I was going to say exactly the same thing. If you're Garpy sitting there or a Garpy fanboy sitting there, this is the worst situation you wanted to see. You would expect and hope for a vengeurR 3-0, but CNZ, rightfully so, deserve a 2-1 after the series that played out. I think a single map is completely fair.
And well earned. There's GG's come out from both players, and that's the end of that. vengeurR takes the series 2-1, but CNZ with a strong performance on Ruins to gain a map, and again, that's a little bit of money in his pocket, but more importantly, you know, trying to claw his way out of those 2 relegation spots as we get closer to the stage finals. So taking a look at the highlights, I mean, this was just right off the bat the CNZ show. Dan, what did you think?
Pretty reminiscent of the Hang Chain earlier today. Amazing start from CNZ, punishing mistakes from vengeurR, but also reading him clinically, just catching him off guard time and time again. I'd say a few mistakes from vengeurR, and every single one he made, CNZ punished. So you've got to credit him for that. Consistent as always to keep himself in the game, diligent, methodical. So all the ingredients for someone that could be a stable mid-table player. But to take a map from vengeurR, you always have to credit yourself. And it's exactly why we saw CNZ get so far in the last stage finals in the lower bracket. Just has that capability to stay in series and is more than good enough to take maps off the very best.
Totally agrees. Taking a quick look at the stats, and yeah, I mean, you kind of want to see, if you're a CNZ fan, that return to form, and that gives you a flash of it right there. Taking a map off vengeurR, no easy task. Doing it in the fashion that he did, even though you could tell a little bit was frustration from vengeurR. 11-4 is a big, big deal. vengeurR, an absolute beast. I mean, currently ranked #1, and the CNZ, you know, says, you know what, I'm going to slap you around on this map at least, and the other 2 were pretty close. So shouts to both of them. vengeurR's able to take the series, but yeah, big shouts to CNZ for hanging in there and showing everybody that he's still got what it takes. And you want to see more of that. So yeah, big shouts to both of them. But that's another one done and dusted. We have 2 matches left, and they're going to be big ones. We're going to end the day on the Americas with these 2, and we're also going to bring Papa Weed in so you 2 can have a chat and maybe get a little disciplined, Dan. But for now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with more Quake Pro League action after this.